Stan. Hey, Allison. Hey, Judith. Hey, Jeffa. Hey, Renee. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Laura. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Lindsay. We got more people too. And keep scrolling. Hey, Erica. Hey, Allison. Oh, hey, Rachel. Okay. So again, if you don't have a paper or pen, now would be a good time to grab it. And then we're going to get started with our practice. Welcome, Satnam. So it is the new moon in Capricorn. Happy 2022. I was thinking earlier because Tammy and Marty are down in South Africa, and I was like, is it 2022? Because I always have to keep thinking with the solstices and the equinoxes, it's always backwards. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're all going into 2022. I mean, maybe you use a different calendar and you're not going into 2022, you're going into something else. But most of us are using this 2022 calendar. So welcome, Happy New Year to everybody. This is, to me, the best day for us to really set intentions for the new year. We have in just a few hours, we have the new moon in Capricorn, and that is one of the best new moons for goal settings. Capricorns are very much about setting goals and moving towards their goals, working towards their goals. So this is to me, the best time, the most opportune moment astrologically for us to use this new year energy and set some intentions. You know, I've been reading things where people are like, oh, well, the new year doesn't mean anything, right? Like, oh, 2022 doesn't mean anything. So why do we pay attention to that? Pay attention to the new moon, which to me is not totally true, right? What we give meaning in our culture has meaning. So there's been, you know, New Year's resolutions are something that we do. It's something that's ingrained in our culture. And there is this, even though it's not based on the sun, it's not based on the moon, it's not based on the astrology, we have decided, okay, we're marking, this is one period of time, and this is a different period of time. And even though that's not necessarily connected with the sun and the moon or some astrological aspect, it still has a lot of meaning within our culture. And what we give meaning has power over us. So it's important for us to recognize that and use that. So since we have this new year energy, we have this new moon energy, I wanted to take the time to really sit down at the end of our practice and do some kind of visioning forward and setting intentions. We just had Jupiter enter Pisces. So this is this opportunity. There's two sides to this. One is there's this an opportunity to dream bigger than we have. I can feel it in myself of this optimism, this ability to be like, yay, like there's a future that might be very optimistic. And then I also have been feeling this ability to really check out, to really go into like, not into reality, and to go into my own little world and go in my own little bubble and not want to deal with reality. I'm really feeling the polarity of this Jupiter and Pisces with my own experience. But what we can do with that Jupiter and Pisces is utilize that dreamy, optimistic energy. And then this new moon in Capricorn that is very different than Pisces, right? Pisces is very dreamy, very magical. Capricorn is like, let's get really practical, let's get really ambitious, let's get really clear and build a plan, a strategic plan of how do I manifest this thing in a very strategic and a very thought out and a very doable way, step by step, one step up the mountain, then another step up the mountain, then another step up the mountain. So we can kind of use these two energies, combine them together to really start our new year with some momentum and some ambition and some optimism. So let's get started. So we're going to tune in, and then I'll talk a little bit about the practice, and then we'll get into the practice. Hi, everybody. Hey, Nicole. All right. So find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. And just connect with yourself in this moment. feel a little bit of gratitude in your heart for doing the hardest thing, which is showing up for yourself, deciding to do this practice. I was thinking this morning as I was doing this practice that you're about to do, I still haven't had a day where I've sat down to meditate or do yoga where afterwards I've gone, oh, that was a dumb idea. There's always resistance getting to the mat, but once I get to the mat, I'm always glad I got there. So feel a little gratitude to yourself for that. And then start to connect with your breath. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart and let the elbows come out to the side. And just let the breath start to deepen. And on the breath, we'll put this sound current. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Connecting with, reminding ourselves of that creative force that flows through us. Gurudev, that great wisdom of shining our consciousness into the unconscious. Take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Arguren Namo, Jugarguren Namo, Sarguren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Arguren Namo, Jugarguren Namo, Sarguren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Arguren Namo, Jugarguren Namo, Satguren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Take a nice, deep, full breath in. Take a little bit more breath at the top. Press the palms a little bit of pressure between the palms, elbows out to the side, and then feel yourself, that sacred space within you, filling up the space around you. All around you, becoming a temple, so that you can work with the moon, the sun, and guide your soul in this lifetime. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale deeply. And feel that alignment, the sun and the moon coming together, just like your left and your right hand in front of your heart. Creating this alignment, recognizing this alignment in our solar system to give your life direction. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again, deep breath in. And this time just sit, hold the breath and sit in awareness. Whatever you're feeling, feel it. And when you can't hold the breath anymore, you'll exhale and you'll let the hands come down onto the knees. And you'll let your breath return to a natural inhale, exhale. Okay. So we're going to start practice with a very physical Kriya. I want to move the body, open up the body. A lot of times, we're sitting and we're setting intentions, we're setting resolutions, and we just set it from like here up. It's just like the mind is trying to push everything forward. But we want to invite the intention setting, New Year's resolutions, to not just come from this part of our body, but come from our full self, to come from our heart, to come from our soul. And especially in this Kriya, we're going to work with opening up the energy of the lower triangle. That's where we find safety. That's where we find courage. That's where we find creative energy. That's where we find the willpower to move forward. And that's what we want to work with on this new moon in Capricorn, is not only starting and initiating this intention well, but finding ways that we can keep ourselves engaged and excited and ambitious throughout the year. So we're going to start by opening up the energy. So I want to start by standing up. So go ahead and come standing up. Let's start by bringing the hands into Gyan Mudra. So index finger and thumb touch on both hands. The rest of the fingers are straight. You can have that by the shoulders. And then as you inhale, I want you to reach your arms straight up overhead and then bring your left knee up so it's about at hip height. And then exhale, bring the hands down and bring the knee down, and then switch. Bring the right leg up and bring the arms up. So you're going to kind of do this yogi march, inhaling the arms up and inhaling the knees up, just marching yourself in space here in this one place. Keep going, close the eyes and look up at that third eye center as you're moving. Eyes are closed, but you're focused up at the third eye. Really work to get those knees up nice and high. You're about to climb that mountain, right? You're about to start to climb just like that mountain goat up the mountain. So get those knees up nice and high. Mana bacha karma saviye sacha. Mana bacha karma saviye sacha. Sri Guru Sahib Sapa Upada. Sri Guru Sahib Sapa Upada. Mana bacha karma saviye. Keep going. We're gonna do this for another 30 seconds, and if the arms start to feel heavy, feel like you're lifting whatever heaviness is in your life, you're lifting it off of you. Go for it. Lift it off your shoulders, lift it up into the sky, let it go. Bring both feet onto the ground, reach both arms up into the air, reach the arms up nice and high, stretch up. Exhale, let the arms sweep down to the side. Can you guys hear the music okay when I'm playing it? Yeah? Okay, great. All right, spread your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, just a little bit wider. Then bring your hands onto your hips. We're gonna start to make big circles, moving the torso around in really nice big circles, and the hips will kind of have to counterbalance it. So the hips will kind of go side to side as you make big circles with your torso around. Yeah, keep the legs relatively straight, just a slight little bend in the knees. And just start to go in one direction for now, just one direction, nice big circles. We want to connect with that energy of the lower chakras. So do this really mindfully, feel it, where there's so much unawareness that we have in this space. And this is the space, if anything's going to sabotage you, it's not anything outside of yourself. You set a goal and for some reason you can't get to it, it's probably something down here. There's some shadowy something that's hiding down here. There's something that you're unaware of, a need that you're unaware of, that you have a pattern, something that was set in childhood, an ideology that was set that you're unaware of. So start to bring that consciousness down into that pelvis. Our society tells us to be so ashamed of this area that we create psychic holes down here, but start to fill in this space, connect with it. Start to circle the other direction now, other direction. Really move the torso as far as it can go, all the way around.
Manavacha karma saviya sacha. Manavacha karma saviya sacha. Kundalini surji satsangata.
The center and stand up nice and tall. Let the hands stay on the hips. Take a deep breath in. Feel your chest lift. Exhale, relax the hands down by the side. Just feel your feet solid on the ground. Press a little bit into your big toe, into the mound behind your big toe. Feel the whole foot pressing into the earth. Cross the thumbs, and as we inhale, reach the arms up into the air, lift the heart up towards the sky, and then exhale, come into a forward fold. Bring the hands all the way down to the earth. That means you have to bend your knees a little bit, bend them. Inhale, reach up, feel that slight backward bend. Exhale, come into a forward fold. So the most simple sun salutation. Find out the physical mechanics of it and then start to find the spiritual, emotional mechanics of this. How can you use this movement to bring yourself into a state of awe, a state of devotion that you are having this human experience right now? That there is a sun that is just sending loving energy to you every moment. Sending it to this earth. Warming this earth, letting us live on this rock in the sky. Start to find that devotion in your heart. Open it up as you inhale, and as you exhale, bow to
Sahai hoa Satcheda Satchadoa Har 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 har
Do three more, count them out for yourself, 3 more. For these last 3, really open up that heart even more. Maybe slow it down a little bit. Last one. one keeps you in the forward fold. Fall forward, let the head fall down, feel the whole back side of the body opening up, the shoulders releasing and hanging down, feel the head falling down, the tension in the back of the neck being released. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths here. With the hands down on the ground, start to bend your knees more and more and more until you come all the way sitting down. Come sitting down. I'm going to bring our feet into butterfly to start this Kriya. So this is a Kriya for the instinctual self. So we want to set our intentions, right? We're going to set our intentions probably up here, but we want to make sure we're incorporating, we're involved. The instinctual self, the lower chakras are all involved in this process of setting up our new year. So you're going to sit with your feet together, and you're going to bring your feet in nice and close to your body. You kind of interlace your fingers and bring them underneath your feet. Okay, you're going to have the knees out to the side and kind of pull them down a little bit and hold them there. And we're going to do a spinal flex in this position. So you're going to inhale, bring your heart forward, exhale, round yourself back. Now, you're not going to be able to move as much as you can normally because we're in this position. It might feel a little bit tighter, but do your best with this. Inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. Inhaling forward, exhale, round back. Close the eyes. And start to feel like you're a butterfly and you're in a chrysalis and you're powering yourself, you're motivating yourself to break through this chrysalis. As we're setting intentions today, we're not setting intentions for something that we're not, that we're bringing into ourselves. It's not the way we're going to set intentions. The way we're going to set intentions is to call in that part of ourselves that already exists. You're already all of the universe. It's all here inside of you already. And we just have to open ourselves up and recognize those parts of ourselves and bring them forward. We're going to set intentions just to live more fully into certain aspects of ourselves. It's nothing outside of ourselves. It's something that's already inside of you. So feel it stirring around inside of you, starting to open up the spine, starting to open up any of the tension from this last year.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale, let the breath go. And then crawl yourself forward onto your stomach. Let your legs come out straight behind you. Come onto the belly.
Let my heart rest under thy feet. Sustain me. Sustain.
All right, laying on the belly, I want you to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. And the palms right underneath the shoulders, palms pressing into the earth. And go ahead and push yourself up into your version of Cobra. So that might have the arms fully extended, that might have the arms still bent. You're gonna find your version of Cobra, lifting the spine up, curling the spine up. This is gonna be our exhale position. I want you to tuck your toes, and then inhale, you're gonna come into a plank. So this is your inhale position. Exhale, you're gonna drop the hips down and come into a Cobra pose. Inhale up. Exhale into Cobra. So it's just lifting and lowering the hips, starting to really work with that creative force, that sexual energy at the base of our spines and the pelvis. It's really easy here to kind of do this and not totally open up the spine when we come into Cobra pose. So see if you can really get that full articulation. Every time you come into Cobra pose, you're feeling your spine open up more and more. You're pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Really beautiful, everybody. 30 more seconds like this.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
All right, exhale into Cobra pose and then inhale, stay in Cobra pose. Feel yourself really pull and lift that heart forward, pull the shoulder blades down. And then exhale, slowly bring your vertebrae one by one back down onto the earth. Bring your arms by your side and bring your left cheek onto the mat. Look over to the right side. Relax here on your belly.
With thine own hand, my only desire. Let my head rest under thy feet. Sustain me.
Switch sides, bringing the right cheek onto the mat. Look over to the left side.
Sustain me. Sustain me. Sustain me. I lay my
All right, and then bringing your hands underneath your body. Go ahead and push yourself up. We're gonna come into a squat. Come into a crow squat, crow pose. So when you come down, your feet are going to be wider than hips distance. When you come down, if your heels lift off of the ground, what I want you to do is take your yoga mat or to take whatever you have around you, blanket, something, cushion, put it underneath your heels so that when you come into this squatting position, that the heels are touching something and that the front of your feet are touching something, okay? If you don't need that because you've got super open hips, then just come down into this squatting position. So feet are a little bit wider than your sits bones. You're squatting down. Again, you're gonna roll something underneath the heels if they're lifted up. You're gonna take your hands, interlace your fingers and wrap them around the knees. We're gonna sit up nice and tall here. So sit your spine up, feel your shoulders pull down your back. Keep the chin in so that the back of the neck is in alignment with the rest of the spine. We're gonna start a breath of fire here. So starting to pump the solar plexus in and out as we sit back into this squatting position. Even inhale, exhale through the nose, opening up that energy of the pelvis and using breath of fire to pump it up towards the heart.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
20 more seconds here.
Govinda, 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 Govinda.
Deep inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale, slowly start to come standing up. And then come down onto your back. Come laying down on the back. So lay flat down on your back, arms are by your side. So we've really been working at opening up the pelvis, the creative force that we have at that second chakra. Next exercise, we're going to connect and give that energy direction through the navel point. So arms are by the side. Zip your legs up, make your legs totally straight and get them right next to each other. Feel that lengthening in the legs, and then as you inhale, I want you to take both legs and lift them straight up to 90 degrees. Exhale, gently return the heels back down to the ground. Inhale, lift the legs up, engage the core. Exhale, use the core to bring the heels slowly down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. The deep breath to help you feel the core really engaged here. Keep it going. Point of resistance is I want you to really move through that. Keep this going. Keep the breath strong. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. This is the exercise that you want to do this year so that you can stay steady. If you're somebody that ends up making an intention then somehow can't follow through, that navel is going to help you follow through. It's going to help you have the willpower to push through it. You got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax the legs, relax the arms, relax. Now we're going to flip onto the stomach. I'm laying down on the stomach. The more you put into the next exercise, the more you're going to get out of it. I promise. You're going to have an elevated mood this week just from doing this exercise. So interlace the fingers behind your back at the small of your back. Really feel the tops of your feet pressing into the ground. Bring your chin onto the ground. And then as you inhale, start to pull your arms back and lift your chest up, okay? So You're coming into a modified boat pose, lifting the chest up, pulling the arms, tops of the feet stay on the ground, and you're just gonna lift and hold yourself up here. So really commit to pulling those arms back behind you, pulling those shoulders, and start a breath of fire here. Staying in boat pose, staying up, and breath of fire. Pumping the belly here. Nice, there you go. This is your practice. It's your yoga practice for your life. Keep recommitting to lifting yourself up. You can feel how gravity, how inertia keeps pulling you down subtly and subtly. You have to keep recommitting again and again to pulling those arms back, to opening those shoulders up, to keep yourself heart-centered. Practice today, I want you to put into these last 20 seconds. Pull those arms back even further. Keep the breath of fire going. Keep the feet pressing on the ground, tops of the feet pressing. Keep it going, 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax yourself down and flip onto your back and relax on the back. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Lift your head and start to rock up and down the Start to slow down your rock to come onto your back. back down onto the back. So next, if you feel really confident in your ability and you know you've gotten into shoulder stand many times before this, we're going to start to work our way into shoulder stand. If you're not familiar with shoulder stand or shoulder stand isn't right for you today, we're just going to start by lifting. Everyone's going to start by lifting the legs up to 90 degrees. You could always prop something underneath your hips to get the hips up a little bit higher. Now, if you're ready to start working your way into shoulder stand, you're going to pop those hips up and you're going to use your hands on the lower back to support you. You can walk the hands slowly down the lower back as you stretch those legs up into the air, lifting the hips up higher and higher, letting the weight come onto the shoulders, onto the upper arms. Work those legs up as high up into the sky as you can, as straight above your hips. And wherever you are, do a breath of fire. Start to do a breath of fire. So everybody's legs are pointing up towards the sky. 90 degrees up if you can get it, if your hips are down on the ground. And doing that breath of fire from the solar plexus. The breath of fire going and start to lower the feet down, coming into plow pose. So the feet come over your head, coming down into plow pose, or keep the legs straight up at 90 degrees if you're not in a shoulder stand. So either legs at 90 degrees, still doing breath of fire, coming into that plow pose using the support of your hands on the lower back. Last 15 seconds. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath for a moment and very slowly you'll start to bring the vertebrae back down one after another on the lower back, and then let the legs come down and come straight. Back, laying on the back for a moment. Bring the knees into the chest. And you can kind of rock side to side. And then start to rock up and down. We're going to come all the way forward to come sitting on your heels with your knees out in front of you. So we're going to start in rock pose. That might be where you stay for Sat Kriya. Otherwise, we're going to do a modified version of Sat Kriya. So you can start here sitting on your heels. Knees are out in front of you. That's Jason. Jason is also doing Sat Kriya with us. So sitting on the heels. If this feels okay, especially in your knees, we don't want any sharp pain in the knees. So if this is painful in your knees, you want to come out of this already, and you come into easy pose. If it's okay in your knees, you're going to start to spread your thighs apart, spread your heels apart, and start to sit in between your heels so that the heels are on the sides of your pelvis and you're sitting in between them. Again, if this is like way too intense in your thighs or in your knees, that you could back off. You could also put a cushion underneath you, okay? So knees are separate, heels are separate. You're just finding the right position for you for our Sat Kriya. So on Sat Kriya, we're going to chant Sit. We're really going to use that energy of the navel to activate and pull the navel in. Sit. And then on Nam, I want you to mentally focus up here at the third eye. So Sit is at the navel, Nam is at the third eye. Really try to hold that focus as we go throughout this mantra. We're going to, throughout this Kriya, Sat Kriya. You're going to interlace your fingers. Index fingers are extended. Traditionally, this was taught with the right thumb on top for men and the left thumb on top for women and interlaced in accordance with that, but you can do whatever works best for you. You're going to bring the arms straight up over the head so that the palms are right over the head, and reach the arms up nice and straight so the arms are right by the ears. Close the eyes. Focus the eyes up at that third eye center where we're going to be vibrating that sound Nam. Take a deep breath in. Sit. Nam, sit, 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 Nam Sut, 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 Nam Sut. Inhale. Take a deep breath in, stretch those arms up even higher. Feel the arms reaching up. Feel the energy from the base of the spine going up the spine, through the crown of the head, out through the arms, out through the hands, and out to infinity. Feel that energy going up. Squeeze the spine to bring that energy up. Hold the breath, hold the posture. Through the nose, exhale. Squeeze the root lock at the base of your exhale. Inhale deeply. And on your exhale this time, let the hands separate and let the hands and the arms swing down by the side, sweep down, touch the earth. And when you're ready, work your way out of celibate pose, sitting back on the heels first, and then sitting to one side, and then extending the legs nice and long and coming down onto your back. Coming into our relaxation, if you have a blanket and you want to cover yourself up so you stay warm, cover yourself up. Laying on the back, arms rest by the side, palms facing up, feet fall open. And here's the real work. Learning to relax, learning to let go, learning to just be with whatever is. Completely relaxing here. Just stay here in stillness a little bit longer, just staying here on your back. Just staying relaxed on your back. I want you to start to connect with your heart center. Start to just feel and sense into your heart. And staying in this state of relaxation, just start to dream from your heart. Like you're 5, 6 years old, and you know no limits. You know no bounds. You know no resistance. With that imagination, that wonder, the boundlessness of a child, allow your heart to dream. What is possible in this new year? What experiences, what changes, what direction is your heart and soul wanting to go in this new year? Just like you're a little kid dreaming in bed. Allow yourself the optimism. Allow yourself the magic. You start to hear the inner critic or anything saying that's not possible. I want you to ignore it for now, just for this moment. What do you really, really, really want this year? What are you ready to accept into your life, accept into your heart? And when you start to get really clear on whatever that heart's intention is, I want you to help hold that by bringing one hand onto the heart center and then the other onto the heart center. Start to clarify it. What is it you're calling in? Is it a new path in your career, a new step in your career? Is it more connection? Is it more play? Is it a deeper spiritual experience? And start to deepen your breath into your heart, feeling that expand. Inhaling into the heart center, feeling your hands lift, expanding that dream. Exhaling through the nose. Take a few more deep, deep breaths into that vision. And start to wiggle your toes. Make circles with your ankles. And then bring your knees into your chest and wrap yourself in a little ball and squeeze yourself into a little ball. And rock side to side, side to side. And then start to rock up and down, up and down. And rock yourself all the way forward into a seated position. Okay, now grab your pen and your paper. So let's write it down. Let's start to make it real, right? We have these ideas, we have these intentions, but until we start to either say them or write them, they're kind of just floating in the muckiness, the dreams of our mind, of our heart. So I want you to write down a really clear intention that you have for this new year. Now, again, this is not something that you're pulling from outside of yourself. This is something that you're activating within yourself. Maybe you want to be more generous, more loving, more grateful this year. Maybe this is a year you're like, I'm gonna make money. This is a year I'm gonna dance more. Get really clear. You can write a few for now, but we're gonna try to work with just one. Pick one of those intentions, and then I want you to think about what's gonna make space for that intention. What is a daily practice, something that you're gonna have to work on daily to help make space for that? So that might mean, if you're practicing, if you want to make money this year, you're gonna have to think about money every day, right? You're gonna have to sit down and get really real about abundance. Start to bring that dream and start to bring it into a practical reality that's going to help you break through the blocks. If you're wanting to dance dance more this year, you're gonna have to figure out the times when you're gonna dance. You're gonna have to let go of something else. Maybe there's a habit, you're in the habit of scrolling. Maybe you're in the habit of Netflix binge. Maybe you're in the habit of leaving yourself in some way. So what's in the way of you manifesting that? Part of what's going on with this new moon in Capricorn is we have Taurus, we have Uranus and Taurus, which is breaking up our habits. It's breaking up our comfort, our places of comfort. So what is a way that you can get out of your comfort zone to start to manifest that intention? The next thing I want you to write down is how are you going to support yourself? What are you going to do when the willpower falls away, when the ambition falls away, when you're not willing to move forward anymore? You probably had this intention before, right? You probably already worked to this in a certain degree. What was the thing where did you lose momentum? And what's going to support you to not lose momentum? Is that having someone else, having a friend? Is there a friend that you're going to talk to and say, hey, friend, we're both going to do this together. What's your intention? This is my intention. Okay, let's check in. We're going to check in every Wednesday. Or maybe it's, having a teacher, or you can, if you need to tell me something, you can tell me something and say, Pavanjeet, I'm going to come to class every Sunday. Every Sunday, I'm going to come to class. That's part of me working my intention. If I don't come, I want you to message me and say, why aren't you in class? You have to tell me those things. I won't do it unless you tell me. I don't chase people down unless they want me to chase them down. But what's a way you're going to keep yourself accountable to this thing? and put it a support system outside of yourself, not just you. And then the last part, come up with the next step. Get really clear as to write down the next step that you're going to do that's going to put you in that direction. And let it be a really, really doable step. Something that you could do by the end of this day. Something that not only you could do by the end of this day, but you are going to do by the end of this day. Maybe that's signing up for a course. Maybe that's buying a book. Maybe that is calling that friend who's going to support you. You're going to support each other. Get really clear about that next step. Make it really practical. Make it really doable. Okay, start to wrap that up a little bit. You can obviously keep going after we close. You want to start to write out more steps. You know, this is the time to envision it and to get really practical about things. So if you were, you know, your goal is to be the president, you're like, I'm going to be the president of the United States. Okay. Capricorn says, okay, what are the steps? Okay. First I need to be before that, I need to be a senator. Okay. So how do I be a senator? Okay. I've got to do that. I've got to like start to get into local politics first. Okay, so I'm going to get into local politics first. Okay, what's the next step that I can do to start to get into local politics? It's really strategizing. How do I make it up the mountain? Right? It's taking that big vision of Jupiter and Pisces, that big dream, and it's breaking it down step by step. How do I get there? How do I work in that direction? And what do I need to bring with me, right? What do I need to strategize? Capricorn is also, it's like, I've got an emergency kit. I've got, you know, I've got all the things in case something goes wrong. So what do I need to take with me on this journey? Who do I need to bring with me on this journey? What do I need to help me when I know something's going to go wrong? Something's going to go awry at a certain point. So what do I need to bring with me to keep me going? Yeah, the tools in the medicine bag. Thanks, Renee. What are the tools we need to bring with us? Okay, so bring the palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes, sit up nice and tall. Just feel into your body. Feel into the space around you. And feel the space around you of this community of other people who have shown up on this day, on this new moon, to make a certain alignment within themselves. My teacher, Guru Dev Singh, said we have only two powers as human beings. We have only two true abilities. That first ability is of our awareness. What are we aware of? And the second is, what is our intention? Those are two things that we actually have some control over. What are we aware of? What are we conscious of? And what are we intending to do? So right now, have the awareness of this moment, of yourself, and feel that intention in your heart, and take a deep breath into that intention. And through the mouth, exhale, let out any resistance. Let's do it a couple more times. Whatever resistance is in that way, take a deep breath in. Through the mouth, exhale it out. One more deep breath in. And through the mouth, let it go. And let's inhale to chant out and vibrate that sound of truth. Sat Nam, a long sat and a short nam. 3 times. Deep breath in. Nam. 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 And bringing the thumbs up to the third eye and feeling gratitude for what is already manifested in your future, for this manifestation of your intention. Bow to that manifestation. So it's already happened. Exhale.